Hi friends, welcome to my country mice. Today I wanted to make something unique, and I was looking at Pinterest and seeing these little mice, paper mice, and I thought, well, what can I do to use that inspiration and change it up to something that I make? So here I have these hearts, which is 2 inches by 3/8 punch, and I use that as a pattern, and then I just traced the top of my container here for a circle, which was what my DecoArt paint container. I plugged in my hot glue gun here. I'm going to show you, and I have my plaster wrap ready and water and everything like that. So now I'm going to start cutting out my bodies. Here's my circle and my little other circle, and then my 2 hearts. So the hearts make the head and the circle make the body. And then I use some of that string you see on the side there, that twine, or it's kind of like baker's twine, a little thicker, and I use that for my tail. So I'm just showing you what I'm doing here. I'm flipping my ears back from the heart, just the parts that kind of at the top of the heart there, and then somehow I'm going to make my mice. And so this is a recycled box, and I thought it's fun to make projects out of, sorry, the girls are making noise in the background, out of recycled items, and I just feel really great about it. So here I'm going to glue my mouse head on, and then I'm going to do the other one. And at this point here, when I glue this guy together, I decide that I want to I trim him up a little bit, but I decide that I want to keep them as a little pair of mice. So I'm gonna grab my string here and glue them on the back end of my mice and leave them attached. And then I start with my plaster wrap. I actually got to cut it up here, and I do that in front of you guys too. I started off with this cardboard just to not make a water mess, but it wasn't too bad. This project actually didn't need a whole lot of plaster wrap. So you'll see that. I had tons left over. So I cut some strips out, and then I cut them a little smaller so they're manageable for such a small project. And that was that. And these are pretty easy to come by. You can get them at any craft store, order them online, that kind of thing. So here I'm starting to plaster up my mouse, getting his face, his ears, and just trying to smooth it out and put an even amount of plaster on coverage all over my mouse and on the back of my mouse and the inside there too. So just kind of playing around with that, smoothing it out as best I can. This plaster wrap is easy to handle, and even if you need to add some later, once it's dry, you can just wet it again a bit and add some more and let it dry. There's Cora. Oh, that's cute, Mom. What's this that you're doing? I'm grabbing my little mouse. So yeah, I'm just getting on both sides, and it's pretty easy. Not many pieces of wrap that I really needed for this. So here we go. Making sure I get around my edges too, just the cardboard. I don't want no cardboard showing. I don't want it to come apart or anything. So there's one mouse done. You know, fixing the ears, pushing the plaster against it, and there it's sitting nice. Getting my other mouse done. And this is where I'm like, oh, this board's a little slippery, and I want my mouse to have grip to dry there. So now I'm just working on my other guy, and same thing. That wasn't too much. That was pretty easy, effortless. It was fun. Getting some coverage on him too. I have one just slightly, oops, sorry, my heat gun just fell. I have one just slightly bigger than the other because I trimmed one down a bit just to make it like one was a little smaller and one was a little bigger. And yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can do single mice as well. I just decided to make a little pair. And I thought it'd be easy to have a craft like this hanging on the wall or something like that. I thought it was really cute. Could hang off of a reef or something like that, a little country reef. I just thought my idea today was just to make a little kind of a vintage looking craft, and I was thinking as I'm doing this, what am I going to do for painting? I didn't want to make it like with little beady eyes or anything like that. I just wanted to leave it kind of plain and just antique it up or something like that. So that was where I was going with that, with this thought. So here I have them dry. I dried them with my heat gun, but there wasn't too much. I made sure I had one a little bit further down than the other. I wanted them to hang nice together on the wall. I grab this cream stuff. Now this, what I grabbed was called crackle paste. So I painted the whole mouse on the outside with this crackle paste. This is from DecoArts, and it's white crackle paste. So I do this with both mice, and I get a nice good layer of it on. I'm actually, at first I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm not sure how thick to make it, and I go over it a second time just to make sure I have enough after I dry it. So I don't know, I was just kind of experimenting. I was hoping to get a nice crackled old look, and it really worked just perfect. I love the way this project worked. Definitely love the look of the crackle on this project. This is something I'm going to be using again and again on plaster because it looked so cool. So I didn't need to do the inside underneath the mice. I just wanted to do the top, what's going to show. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Here I think I'm just showing you that little bit of it's crackling in one spot where it was thicker, so I'm like, thinking I'm going to need to add a little bit more. So I do that. I was really showing it too fast, but it's not necessary. At this point, I have wonderful pictures at the end. So I'm throwing on another layer of this crackle paste. This project was really quick as well. You can hear my bird in the background having a little trouble because it's not sunny today, it's a rainy day. So here is what. Now this time I put some raw burnt umber on it. I couldn't find my antique cream in burnt umber, but I just grabbed the fluid acrylic, DecoArts media fluid acrylic in the small 1 ounce bottle, and I just kind of watered it down and painted it with a large brush and wiped it off to get a little bit brown going in there and dirtying him up a bit, making him look a little naturally aged. So I did that, and I took my cloth that was damp here and pulled some of that off because I didn't want too much on there. I did the inside as well just to blend the color. I didn't want crisp white on the inside. I didn't put the antiquing cream, cracking cream in there. Now I have a little black antiquing cream. So this is the one I wanted to have in brown, but I just used the burnt umber. So I used that on the edges a little bit. Now I'm just doing his tail, putting a little burnt umber and a lot of water to try a little bit of a yellow mister just to yellow it up, and then a lot of water just to kind of wash some of that brown away over the cloth here, just to squeeze some of that color out. Just wanted to put it in there a bit. Didn't want it to be too paintery, and that was what I was doing with that, squeezing my tails. Squeezing my tail. So clean it up a little bit. Make a mess, make a mess. My husband called me, so we're having a conversation. Gotta love voiceovers. And there we go with their tails. See, it looks like a little bit more of a dirty rope string. I could have used brown string too. So here is a little cobalt teal hue, and I really put that barely dry on there. Barely want to put any on. In fact, I almost tried to get most of it off. It's just a touch, and it looks so nice. It's kind of like an antiquing look that you would have like on metal. So maybe these could have been metal mice or whatever. I'm just kind of mimicking. I don't know, but I wanted that little bit of hue in there, and you could barely see it just looking at it. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out my pictures at the end here, and yeah, I hope you guys give this a try. So here I'm using my matte decoupage glue sealer finish, and that's what I finish off with, so then I can dust them and I'm not worried about catching any snags or anything on my little crackle. And I love the way it turned out. So I just did the sealing on both inside and out, so then it'll be lasting for a good time. Thanks guys for watching. Bye bye.